The main aim of the book NLP for Project Managers is to contextualise NLP for application by project managers to improve competences. The book isn't to teach NLP per se, but to apply it directly to key behavioural competences. The reason I've done that is that I've found that although there's plenty of training out there for project managers in methods, processes, there's very little training out there for behavioural competences in how to negotiate, how to develop rapport, how to develop your team, and how to do some of these fuzzy things like leadership. Well, NLP, I prefer to use the title NLP. It's the badge for this bag of things. So NLP to me is about an attitude of inquisitiveness, finding out about the people that you're trying to develop a relationship with. NLP actually stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming, which is a very big word which I try to avoid because the art of NLP is about communication, and using big words that people don't understand the meaning for is actually not very NLP. Why it's called Neuro-Linguistic Programming is that the language that we use is configured by how we think, and that thinking is expressed in our behaviours or our meta-programs. So very deep technical background to it, but in terms of application it's actually quite simple. I was actually subject matter about 16 or 17 years ago. I was head of capability in the nuclear industry, and we'd got a lot of very bright technical people, PhDs, mathematicians, physicists, and they were very good technically, but we found that their team working, communication, delivery abilities weren't as good as they could be. So we looked at some techniques for developing some of their soft skills. One of the techniques that we used was NLP, and we brought in a modelling course. So I saw the benefits of that course on my immediate group. Of these people that were recruited as technical specialists, one of them went on to become head of communications, one became head of HR, and one of them now is actually running the technical centre of the site. So we got a very good conversion, and from that point I saw that NLP was a very powerful technique for actually achieving change in personal behaviours. NLP, to my mind, is very definitely a form of applied psychology. One of my talks in Glasgow, one of the members of the audience was a psychologist, and she was saying, what can you achieve with this when I've studied psychology for 3 years? I said, the difference is I could tell you how to drive your car, this pedal makes you go faster, this pedal makes you go slower. In your degree of psychology you actually learned all about how the engine works, so it's applied psychology. I took her through some of the examples in the audience where we applied very basic techniques and she saw immediate change. She bought a copy of the book when she went away and she emailed me with a follow-up. So yes, it is applied psychology. I'm very proud of the fact that Mike Nichols, chairman of the APM, supported the book through the foreword, and also Bob Azzarati, deputy president of the British Computer Society, both good friends of mine and both known through the boards of the professional bodies. Over and above that, I think the supporting comment of most importance is that of Neville Bain, chairman of the Institute of Directors. I'm also on the committee of the Institute of Directors, and Neville said a quite simple quote, as he's a man who gets right to the point, and he said something along the lines of, to be effective, project managers have to learn to speak the language of the boardroom. Peter in this book will show you how. And I think that's what it's about. It's about us adapting our language to our audience, rather than walking in with our Gantt charts and our big risk registers and expecting the audience to understand our world as project managers. There's many in there, and they're all my favourite quotes. The one I particularly like, which underpins the whole book, is Lao Tzu, ancient Chinese philosopher, and he said, "He who knows others is wise, he who knows himself is enlightened." And that leads into the first part of the application of the book, which is self-awareness. If you don't have self-awareness, the rest of the book is of no value to you. When people read the book, there's a nice overview in there of the total domain of project management, so the full life cycle, the full range of projects, all the tools and techniques from configuration management through risk management through stakeholder management. And for many project managers, they see a small part of that world. So it shows them what the total world of project management is. There's a brief introduction to the an overview of NLP, giving a background to the tools and techniques, but only so that people can understand them in the final part of the book. The final part of the book is purely competence based. It's the top competences that heads of capability, etc., wish their project managers would have, and it's an application of tools and techniques to develop those competences. So what people will get when they finish the book is that they'll know whether NLP is for them, and if so, where to go on their journey to develop those competences. They'll certainly know a lot more about themselves and maybe a little about other people.